Okay, so here we're going to add the DAC module. So we had before, if you remember, we had our toggle switch. So I still have my toggle switch in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quick drop by pressing Control Space and just type in DAQ, DAQ, and find the DAC assistant. And I'm just going to double click on that and drag it in here inside my box. And it runs through this setup. And so pops up this so we can create a new and we can acquire signals. So that means we can use it as inputs. We can do our analog inputs or digital inputs or the counter, or we can generate outputs. So I'm just going to go ahead and select output here. So I want to select an output. So I'm going to click on this output. Now, when you look at this, here's my port 0 with my 8 lines and then port 1 with the 4 other lines. And if I wanted to, I can select one and then hold down the shift and select another, and it'll select all of those. Or I can use the control key to just select a few various ones along this list here. But to start off with, I'm just going to output a line to line 0. So if you look over here, I have this. I have my USB DAC device, and I've just got it wired up to a blue LED down there in the corner of my circuit board. And so that's wired into port 0, line 0. And so I'm just going to click on finish there. And now it comes up with this window, and I can rename this. So I can do a right click or press F2 and rename this. I'll call this blue LED. And we can run that and press OK and close this window. Now notice here there's no inputs or anything or outputs on this box. That's because it needs to kind of process the settings that I gave to it. So we'll have to give it a little bit of time to do that. And so now it's running through here. It says building VI. So that took a little while for that to come up, but it's building the VI. And once it's done with this, then we'll actually have inputs in there to connect to it. So let's give it a few seconds here to finish building. All right, so now once it's done building, you can see the little triangles there, and those are our different inputs that we talked about in the slides. There's our timeout, we have an error in, stop, and data, and so on. Now, what I've found with this is we can actually drag this box down so you can read these inputs and access them a lot easier. So now what I want to do is I'm going to connect my toggle switch to the data. So remember, my toggle switch is outputting a bit, and I added a bit to my data. So I'm just going to connect that there. And oh, when I do that, I get an error message. So let's read the error message here. You have connected two terminals of different types. The type of the source is Boolean. Hello, come back. True or false, and the type of the sink is a 1D array of Boolean. Okay, so even though it's only has one bit in it, it's looking for an array or a whole set of it. That's because I could have selected two or three or five or all 12 of those digital inputs when I was selecting them. And so it's looking for an array even though I'm just doing a single bit. So obviously this is incorrect here. So that red X, I'm going to click on that and hit delete. Now what I have to do is I have to convert this single bit into a 1D array of bits. So I'm going to do a right click here and I'm going to come over to array and I'm going to select build array. And again, I could have just typed control space and typed in build there and then selected the build array option also. But so this is my build array block, and this doesn't really do uh, uh, a whole lot other than allow you to connect various inputs in here. So if I had more than one, I could make it bigger. Now I only have one, so I could have just left it as one here. But now I'm going to connect this over here to this first input. Now notice when I first do that, it's kind of orange over there because it doesn't know what kind of data it's going to be. But once I connect it, it'll turn green because this this build array will kind of match to the type of data that we are connecting it to. And so then I'm going to take my output here and wire that over to the output of this array. And I'm going to drag it around, make sure the lines are connected. Okay. And so now I'm ready to run this. So if I run this, let's bring my window back in here for a minute. So I'm going to click on the run. Now, since I have my while loop, I can just click on the single run and it'll just continue to work. But now here's my toggle switch. And if I click on that, you should see the blue light turn on and off. So you can see this toggle switch is triggering the light.